most famous sugar-protein combination from the point of view of nutrition probably is this one, hemoglobin A1C protein. So these guys are formed differently than this last one. This would be something that nature's doing on purpose. Like this would be some protein in the membrane out to the outer surface of the cell, and it wants to have these carbohydrates on the outside as part of some binding site for some component. Okay, so this is done purposely. Inside your bloodstream, inside the red blood cells, you've got hemoglobin protein. It's not a surface protein, it's inside the cytoplasm of the cell. It's not supposed to have any carbohydrate on it, but it can pick it up kind of accidentally. Not even in an enzyme catalyzed way. All these others are put on purpose with enzymes. But if you've got too much glucose in your blood, the higher the blood glucose, the greater the chances that some of the glucose will attach covalently to the hemoglobin molecule. And that makes so-called glycated hemoglobin or glycosylated hemoglobin. And it goes by this term. You've seen this even in TV ads now, people monitoring A1C levels. It's just an accidental glycosylation of hemoglobin that happens non-enzymatically. It's one of those rare non-enzymatic reactions. Let's say like 99.9% of all reactions in the body are catalyzed by enzymes. This one doesn't require an enzyme. It's just the free energy of the reaction is close enough that, and the energy barrier is low enough that happens. So the more glucose in your blood, the more heavily derivatized your hemoglobin molecules will be. So if you're a clinician looking at a diabetic and you want to get some feeling of how well their blood glucose is being controlled, take a blood sample, isolate the hemoglobin molecule, and check for glycosylation. The more glucose molecules attached, that means the more poorly controlled the level of blood glucose. And so this person's been living with a lot of glucose for a fair amount of time. It gives a long-term readout because red blood cells are replaced every 120 days or so. That's the typical lifespan of a red blood cell, about 4 months. And then, so they're not all replaced at once, so you have kind of some made today, some made tomorrow, but each one will last just a few months. And you look at them on average. If you've got a red blood cell that's been hanging around for 120 days, and over that time your average blood glucose level is very high, then those hemoglobin molecules will be heavily derivatized. And so